Swamiji's anniversary this year has been celebrated in India and by embassies of India all over the world in the context of 75th anniversary year of India's independence. Here is a quote from Vivekananda's poem entitled To the 4th of July. Move on, O Lord, in the resistless path, till thy high noon overspreads the world, till every land reflects thy light, till men and women with uplifted head behold their shackles broken and know in springing joy their life renewed. This poem was composed by Swami Vivekananda as a part of a domestic arrangement for the celebration of America's Independence Day in 1898. While celebrating on the soil of India the independence of the USA, which is no doubt a landmark in the history of the world, did Swamiji not think of the miseries of Indians, much of which was directly attributable to the exploitation of India by England? Yes, he did. In one of the sessions of the Parliament of Religions in Chicago, he mentioned that millions of Asiatics were under the boots of England. In one article, which was his contribution to a Bengali magazine, he addressed his countrymen thus: the blind adherence to foreigners, the aping of them, our national character marked by dependence, this slave-like weakness, this hateful and abominable cruelty, with these things as your treasure, you aspire to have higher rights? With this shameful cowardice as your only asset, you crave for independence, which is enjoyed by heroes? O India, forget not, the ideals of your women folk are Sita, Savitri and Damayanti. Forget not, the focus of your religious adoration, Shankara, the Lord of Uma, is a renunciate. Forget not, your marriage, your wealth, your life are not for sensual or personal pleasures. Forget not, from your very birth you are meant for sacrifice to the Divine Mother. Forget not, the people of low caste, the erratic, the poor, the ignorant, the cobblers, the scavengers among our countrymen are our blood relations, our brothers. Now, these are the lines which electrified thousands of Indians during the fight for national independence. Refuting the idea of the celebrated Brahmo leader Mr. Keshav Chandra Sen that the British rule in India was a divine dispensation, because through this British domination in India we will have the salvific grace of Jesus. He said, the conquest of India by England is not a conquest of Jesus or Bible, as we are often asked to believe. Behind the name of the Lord Jesus, the Bible, there is always the virtual presence of England, whose war flag is the factory machine, whose troops are merchantmen, whose battlefields are the marketplaces of the world, whose empress is the shining goddess of fortune herself. The foremost Indian leader in the beginning of the last century, Mr. Tilak, called Swamiji the real father of Indian nationalism. When India became independent, only one senior leader named Rajaji was alive, who had met Swamiji as a young man. During the centenary celebration of Swamiji's anniversary, Rajaji wrote, Swami Vivekananda saved Hinduism and saved India. But for him, we would have lost our religion and would not have gained our freedom. We therefore owe everything to Swami Vivekananda. May his faith, his courage, his wisdom ever inspire us so that we may keep safe the treasure we have received from him. Both Tilak and Rajaji met Swamiji. What they said of Swamiji will become evident if you go through Swamiji's book entitled Vartaman Bharat, original in Bengali. Here is an extract which had, you see, we have already mentioned this extract, which had a great influence on our national independence fighters. Let me conclude with the remarks of Mr. K.M. Panikka, the journalist come historian come diplomat. What gave Indian nationalism its dynamism and ultimately enabled it to weld at least the major part of India into one state was the creation of a sense of community among the Hindus, to which the credit should to a very large extent go to Swami Vivekananda. This new Shankaracharya may well be claimed to be a unifier of Hindu ideology. Traveling all over India, he not only aroused a sense of Hindu feeling, but taught the doctrine of universal Vedanta as the background of the new Hindu reformation. The Hindu religious movements before him were local, sectarian, and without any all-India impact. The Arya Samaj, the Brahma Samaj, the Deva Samaj, and other movements, very valuable in themselves, only tended further to emphasize the provincial character of the reform movements. It is Vivekananda who first gave to the Hindu movement a sense of nationalism and provided most of the movements with a common all-India outlook. Now, you have the children come here. The children will